Thank you for taking the time to hop on here. I know you're busy and working on client stuff. So tell me a little bit about, like, just start from the beginning. What were you doing before you joined the community and joined SuperSDR?
Okay. Actually, well, thank you for the opportunity of being here. To be honest, this is great. Before joining the community, I was working as an account executive for an outsourcing and consulting company. I started as a marketing development representative, went up as an SDR, and then climbed the ladder to be an account executive. Yeah, and just starting and gaining traction there, I was laid off. So I already have some idea of what to do next. Since I saw you on LinkedIn, then everything happens in their own way. So I'd end up being in the Super SDR community. So that's essentially where I was before.
Okay, so you originally heard about it on LinkedIn. Was it from like content, or we DM you? What was the?
It was actually your posting. I mean, I remember you and I connected sometime last year. Not really sure, but yeah, I was looking your post. I saw that many other SDRs were like connected with you and following your advices on LinkedIn. So I was like, okay, this might be like a good option down the road. But then the layoff happened, and it was like, okay, now's the time.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Where do you feel like you've gotten the most value so far in the community and kind of from the program? I guess from what, like, resources specifically?
I think there's two parts to it, like coaching plus the network. I mean, you get access to a coach that's gonna advise you all the way in. It's gonna listen to your calls and teach you how to do some things or how to change some things. And the network, because the community is filled with amazing professionals that are always there to advise you at any time on any subject. And that's a huge leverage to have. I mean, being an SDR, it happens to be maybe like a lonely way. Sometimes you can have like a really good relationship with your account executive or your sales leader, but you don't actually cold call or are out there, in doing the heavy lifting with others. So the community allows you to do that. That's for me like the greatest advantage of being in it.
Nice. Okay, cool. Well, that's good to know. I mean, for me, it was like, and I talk about this in like the mindset portion of the program, but there really actually is something that like flips in you and in your brain and in your effort and output when you see other people doing something.
Completely.
Like when you see them having success, when you see them booking meetings, when you see them closing clients, when you see them struggling with the same things that you're struggling with or confused about the same things that you're confused about, it's like, oh, wait a second, like these people are just like me and look what they're achieving and or what they're struggling with, right? And it sort of just normalizes it for you and allows you to keep pushing forward rather than just kind of getting flustered and giving up or going back and getting a job.
That has actually allowed me to feel more confident today as an SDR.
Yeah.
Like when I just started, I was like super nervous. I like step on my own words. English being my second language, like it's it's a lot when you're starting off, but with time, repetition, consistency, showing up every day, seeing others having the same issues that you have, and then being like super pros, it's like that you can do that as well. I mean, there's literally nothing stopping you from being able to do that.
And what problems were you trying to solve specifically, or what were some of your frustrations that kind of led you to say like, hey, I know you got laid off, but rather than going back and just like finding another job or kind of crying in your Cheerios, right? What were what was like the thing that was like, hey, like I'm gonna go this direction instead?
Okay, personally, I want to scale something for myself. I wanted to do something for myself. I mean, having a job, it's amazing and it's a blessing. But when you get to the point that you can do that yourself and you are your own business, it's a whole different stuff, a whole different level. You start to worry about other things. you're reporting to yourself. I mean, you still have like your own deadlines and your own deliverables, but it's for yourself. You don't have to answer to anyone else, and you're still showing up every day because the community allows you to have that feeling that you have to be there every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that was a main driver. Then the layoff happened, and that was the final push for me to, okay, now's the time. Now's the perfect time. God put me in this position at this moment, so it's time to do it.
I love it, man. And so talk a little bit about like the results you've been able to achieve so far. I think you've been in the community now for like maybe 3.5 or 4 months. It really hasn't been like that long, but what results have you achieved so far? And what areas of your business or life have improved and by how much?
Okay. Actually, I started in the community, and right off I went to get like my first client. I wasn't doing much volume, which I regret. I wish I was doing much more volume at that moment, doing more dials per day.
What do you think's required? What do you think's required up front from someone? Like if they're doing this full time, they just got laid off, they want to dive in. Like if you were doing it again, like how many hours would you have been putting in up front?
Dude, if I have a job like a W2 job as an SDR, I would put like maybe 2 hours, trying to push that to 3 hours a day to dial for myself and prospect for myself. I think that's fair enough when you have a job. If you don't have a job and you're just out there looking for your first client, do 6 hours, do 7 hours. I mean, there's nothing that's stopping you to do it. Yeah, there's nothing to lose. You're actually calling to, hey, purpose of the call is because I'm an SDR working in this area. I was looking to help you out for your outbound motion. Do you have like 15 minutes? That's it.
Yeah.
I mean,
and book as many of those as you possibly can.
Book as many. I mean, the pitch, when you're pitching yourself, it's so much more easier. I don't know if it's said that way. It's much easier than when you're calling for a SaaS or a B2B service.
And so you don't have to go into the exact numbers if you don't want. I mean, you can talk about what your first client was worth to you and stuff, but something that I like is the fact that like, I mean, obviously like you're not based out of the US, so there's like some currency differences and stuff. And I loved the fact that like your first client was like double what you had made in a month as an employee previously.
Yeah, completely. I can talk about it. Well, I got my first client like 2 months into the program, 2.5 months. You know that you know that.
And the interesting thing about that, to double click on that quick, the interesting thing about that was that when we looked back at your numbers, it was interesting breaking down the number of conversations that it took to get the number of meetings that it took to get the client, because it was like right in alignment with what we say.
Yeah, it's just like that. Usually an SDR working from Latin America, Central America, can make maybe in a very good position or a very good company that's able to pay you that maybe 2K a month. That's like tops. Maybe less. It's usually less for SDRs. But with my first client, I was able to close $4,500 contract. So it's
USD
like
paid up front.
2x paid up front. USD, the currency changes.
US based client as well. I mean, it was a US based client.
For an AI solution for e-commerces. So it's when I actually was so bummed when I closed that client, because I remember that I was taking another job as an account executive. First week in, I hated it with my soul, and closing that deal was like, wow, okay, and
done.
Okay, I'm not gonna do this AAE stuff. I'm gonna work out as an contract SDR now and forth. I can do this. So it's doable. It's possible. It's out there. You gotta go for it.
Yeah. What do you think has been just like the overall impact of working, with myself and with the community and being a part of SuperSDR for you?
I'm pretty much more confident now on the dials. I'm not scared of picking up the phone. That was like an issue because as an AE, I didn't make much cold calling. I did that maybe a couple of years ago now. So now I'm more comfortable. It's a consistency game. I mean, you have the numbers game as well, but it's a consistency game. You have to be there every day, showing up every day, make that dial every day, reaching out every day, be organized, be more organized, to be honest. I didn't have that structure before. So the community and the coaching allows you to have structure, allows you to add consistency and discipline to your everyday operation as a contract SDR. I mean, you can do this for yourself, but I think being guided or not doing it alone is the best way to do it, to be honest.
And why not just do it alone?
Well, when you do it alone, you don't have like that reference on how to do things, to be honest. And plus you won't have the coaching, which is like a big part of it. I mean, why not being in a community where you can book a one-on-one every week or every couple of weeks for someone to listen to your calls, to tell you what's wrong, what's right, what to improve, what to add, what to not to do. I think that's added value right there. So for me, it's like a no-brainer, to be honest.
And that client's about to renew too, so you're about to get your first renewal. And don't forget to keep prospecting as if you got free time.
I gotta
don't run into a Patrick situation.
No, no, I don't want to lose it for myself.
Yeah. How likely? I mean, I know the answer to this because I was literally just on a call right before this with someone you recommended. But how likely would you be to recommend someone to Super SDR?
Dude, I'll do it with my how do you say that, blindfold. Like anyone that it's an SDR that's looking to start working as a contract SDR that know how to make dials.
Well, you were an AE too.
Yeah, so anyone who is in sales.
And actually, Patrick was an AE. Clayton was an AE. Yeah, like a bunch of these guys were AEs too.
You have a track records of AEs becoming contract SDR. So yeah,
because they get into AE life and they're like, wait a second, this actually kind of sucks.
Yeah, because of the scalability. As an account executive, you have to be like this product expert and being in charge of closing. As an SDR, you can do just like that quick intro, book that introductory conversation.
Yeah, and get paid the same that like an AE might get paid for closing a mid-size, small to mid-size deal.
Yeah.
Why should someone listening take action right now?
Why? What? Can you repeat
why
that?
should someone listening to this, right? Someone's gonna be listening to this. Why should they take action right now?
Because you'll have control of your career now, and you'll be able to make maybe 2x of what you're doing right now.
Yeah. So definitely 2 to 3.
2 to 3x. So it's like a huge opportunity for you, for anyone listening to take action. Hunter is like the greatest dude out there. He's super available all the time. Like he has a million stuff to do, but he still will go out in a one-on-one with you and tell you about what to do, what not to do. So it's a great advantage to have. Plus, everyone in the community is super helpful, and they'll be there for you if you need anything, to be honest.
Yeah. Last question for you. What can we improve about the community and about the program and just like the coaching in general?
I don't know, to be honest. There's a lot in it right now that's adding value. Maybe the LinkedIn stuff that you mentioned the other day, that could be something. Maybe, I don't know if you'd be open to the idea of adding something like Sure Connect or Connect Rate.ai to improve like connect rates. We're healthy on that side, but it's always like a point where every SDR wanna get better, like having a bigger or a better,
just new ways of becoming more efficient.
Yeah, new ways to become more efficient. I don't know if those kind of tools are the only way to do it, but adding something like that would be like super beneficial for everyone in the community or anyone as an SDR, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, this is fantastic, brother. I'm gonna get this edited to you, send it over to you before we publish, and we should be good to go.
Awesome.
I'll go ahead and just pause the recording right now.